Hi beautiful souls, I hope y'all are doing well. My name is Maya. I'm a spiritual coach. I am a psychic medium, a medical medium, and a mental health coach. So I have a couple of messages for you. You are a very divine soul. As you can see, the title of this video, it is You Are Coming Home. You are coming home. You are being guided to follow your heart. What are those fears that's holding you back from your divine purpose? Okay, I feel like you know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You're a high priestess, but you're lacking trust and belief in your abilities. You're not trusting or listening to your intuition, to your thoughts, to your words, and yourself. So first I'm going to be going through the downloads that I've written down, and then I'm going to be using my own oracle deck, messages from your higher self, ancestors, spirit guides, archangels, all beings of the highest white light that is aiding you, guiding you, assisting you on your calling, your mission, your life purpose. I'm getting you're an oracle yourself. You're a channeler yourself. So let's get into the messages of the downloads that I got. So it says here, step into your power. Call back your power. What is holding you back? You need to meditate on what is holding you back. What are the fears that's holding you back? And I'm also getting, you know, subconsciously, intuitively, that you're going to be getting a lot of opposition. A lot of people that are going to come across as obstacles. And I feel like it's your fear because of the future. You experiencing those type of people in the future, because the thing that you're a high priestess, so you have a lot of wisdom, you have a lot of mystic knowledge, a lot of like esoteric knowledge. You're a spiritual being yourself. My channel is to awaken, to assist, to guide, to activate spiritual divine feminines and divine masculines on their journey. So if you've come across my channel, it is because you are being guided to step into your power, into your calling. And the fears that you have of stepping into your power, not only about the future, what's to come, because it will always, the dark and the light coexists, okay? Your success is not only going to bring abundance and happiness and joy, it's also going to bring a lot of negativity to you as well, and you're aware of it, and you've been seeing other people face this type of oppositions. Not only the fear of the future, but it is because you still haven't overcome that fear or that trauma of people in your life in the past, people who have made fun of you in the past, people who put you down in the past, people who bullied you in the past, people who intimidated you, who silenced you, who mocked you, who criticized you, people who tried to break you down. And I feel like you're running away from those types of experience, like replaying it again, experiencing it again. You've wanted peace for a long time and healing. You've been healing yourself from those past experiences, and you need to know you're powerful now. You know, you're not on your own. You are aided, you are protected. So follow your passion, follow your calling, follow your dream. The other message that I got is you've been journaling during your healing. So you have a journal, you have somewhere where you've taken notes, and there's important messages in those notes that you have in a journal. You may have several journals, and you need to get them all out and read them, because I'm also getting it's time to rumble. It is time for you to step into your calling. And if you feel incompetent, you need to practice until it becomes natural, you know. I'm also getting a lot of not a lot, but messages on love as well. I was getting the song, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling. I think it's Bob Marley, but I was hearing the remix in a shop. And it's time to rumble as well as a song. It's time to rumble is a remix of an old song. So you are connected to music and lyrics in music as well. You're a channeler. You're probably clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. You have all the clairs. You're very powerful with powerful lineage and ancestry. You come from a lineage of readers, of prophets. Also, if you're someone who stopped writing helps you calm your mind. I feel like you're someone who has like an overactive or a very open crown chakra. So you receive a lot of downloads, you receive a lot of messages. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially if you're not listening to them. It keeps getting more heightened so you can listen to it and adhere to the messages. What are you receiving? I feel like you've been avoiding and running away for too long. So write them down, write your thoughts down so you can stop ruminating and stressing, and maybe you're getting headaches as well, so you need to put them on paper. And writing also helps you calm your nerves. So it's not only the crown chakra being overactive, I'm also getting work with crystals as well. It's not just the crown chakra that is overactive, it's also your nervous system. You're still resetting your nervous system because you've been in survival mode for too long and it's become your normal state. So you need to learn how to just calm your nerves down. You may be seeing threes a lot, or just 300 in general, a lot of fives as well, a lot of eights, a lot of sevens. You're seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities at this time. You also channel whilst you write. So once you pick up a pen and a notebook, you just go with the flow. A lot of things start flowing through your mind and then through your hand, and then you start writing a whole page. Even if you start with nothing to write or just one thing to write, that's how you get into the rhythm, the momentum of learning how to get in the habit of writing. So writing is not only a creative outlet for you. I feel like you're probably someone who's life path number 3, or in like something to do with creativity. Look at your house place number 5, your 5th house placement. It will let you know what your passions are, what your creative abilities are. 5th house is Leo. It's about pleasure, it's about childlike energy. So this looking at your 5th house placement is going to aid you in listening to your heart and your passions. So you receive messages whilst writing, and you channel whilst writing as well. It's very helpful for you to start doing. So I've gone through the notes that I've written down on one notebook, but I have more. Okay. I'm also getting, you need to start connecting with water. Last night I started listening to rain sounds again. I realized rain sounds helps me a lot more to go to sleep and to have a more like fulfilling sleep, rather than sound healing or any other. Like sometimes I like to listen to hypnosis. If you're struggling in letting go of some negative subconscious energy or thoughts or even trauma, or you're just not even aware or sure what it is that's holding you back, hypnosis helps, especially when it comes to like anxiety and PTSD and stuff like that. So switch it up a bit. Listen to, and I'm not going to say it doesn't work. I'm just going to say it works better if you listen to it for 21 days. Okay? Or more. However long you feel like you want to continue going, but at least 21 days. You're also being guided to listen to sound water when you're meditating, like what's on in the background right now. And if you're a reader like I am, having this on the background, I feel like I'm going to do this more often. Water helps me so much. You're connected to water, you're connected to blue, you're connected to water. So you are someone who's had an incarnation in a water planet, so a blue ray. You may be, is it Andromedan? There are those of water, predominantly water planets. So if you don't know what starseed you are, that's another thing you're being guided to do, to look up. I'm also getting for you that you need to read the Emerald tablets because you're connected to Thoth. You have a lot of dormant knowledge in you, and connected to Thoth. Yep. Hermetic principles. You may have already read on this, but brush up your knowledge on the Hermetic principles and the universal laws. You are definitely a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader, a high priest or high priestess, a hierophant, you know. You're going to help heal people in so many different ways. You're also going to help people overcome addiction as well. So you may be very interested or keen in psychology, and you know, the conscious mind, subconscious mind, the ego, the super unconscious, the id. You're going to be doing I'm hearing Carl Jung. You're going to be starting something and improving it and making it your own. You're going to start something that's going to help people for generations. Like Carl Jung, I don't know what time he was alive, but his knowledge and his books and his information is still important, and probably will always be important. He was the catalyst for a lot of the work that people find useful right now. So you're going to also help people when it comes to health as well. You are knowledgeable about so many different things, but again, it's so connected, like mind, body, and spirit. You know how to heal yourself. You're probably someone who's healing themselves when it comes to your mind, your health, your soul, aligning mind, body, and soul. You're probably someone who's very interested in diet, in physical health, emotional health, mental health. And you're someone who also asks loads of questions. You've always been inquisitive since you were a child. You always wanted to know why, how things work, how things function. Like, it's because you, number one, like I said, you're connected to Thoth, which is like knowledge and wisdom. So you're meant to be very knowledgeable. So follow those, like, look for the answers. If you have questions, there's a reason. And I think I am speaking to someone who does look for the answers anyway. But there's a reason why I like that. So wherever you reside, There's something beautiful about up waking up with the sun. I am, or watching it transition, or just being awake at the time of dark to light. So you may be a night owl, but in general, this has been scientifically proven. But before it was scientifically proven, a lot of mystics, Sufi mystics, and just spiritualists and mystics in general, centuries ago, have mentioned the power, and I think it's called witching hours as well, the power and the magic and the beauty in sunrise. There's something different, and a lot of successful people, entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, talk about how their day starts at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. They wake up before the sunrise, and there's a whole different atmosphere and feeling. And this was scientifically proven. I remember when I was studying psychology at university, I did come from like a mystic background. I'm Somali. Maybe there's a reason why I'm sharing this. Islam, which is very mystic at the same time as religion, but let's not get into religion right now. And I grew up knowing this about, if you're studying, for example, this is where the scientific study comes into what I'm saying, how the prophet says that it's important to wake up at that time to connect with God, and that's when your prayers are answered, that's when you're answered, that's when you receive like more clear communication between you and spirit, and your mind also works differently at that hour. You're more receptive of the downloads, the messages that you're receiving in those hours. And it was advised, as a child I was advised, when you have exams, to wake up at that time to revise, because you retain information more at that time. You won't forget what you've read or studied in that hour. So if you're someone who's studying for something, maybe this is why I'm sharing this information. But yeah, I feel like you're probably someone who is woken up in those hours, and you don't know why you're waking up in those hours. So do something that connects you to spirit when you wake up at those times. Okay, so you are someone who procrastinates. You are procrastinating because of the people watching you. Okay, so it is your higher self and your spirit guides, your ancestors, that want you to be more secretive, not afraid, don't hold yourself back. Just move very strategically, very smartly, very wisely. Maneuver better instead of just procrastinating and stopping overall. Just work more smart around those people. Don't let them hold you back. Yeah, and just listen to sound healing and do meditation a lot more. Spiritual practices is what's going to help you overcome negative energies. Working with crystals. Okay, so you are a channeler, like I said, and it says here this is a message from your spirit guides. Okay, what I'm about to read to you right now is a message from your spirit guides, and that includes your ancestors of the highest white light and the archangels. Okay, Archangel Michael in particular just came to my mind right now. Okay, so it says here, I heard that you get messages through other people. So there are people that you come across. Since you've been raising your frequency, your vibration, you're connecting with people that are aligned with you in a more positive way now. And we meet people for a reason. We connect energetically, frequency wise with people for a reason. There's something for both ends to gain something from each other. We benefit from each other. We send messages to each other, learn something from lessons from each other, you know. And it says here, the people that you've been meeting or the people that you've been talking with on the street, online, school run, I don't know, shopping, or whatever kind of places that you go to in general, wherever it is, it says here, it's part of the human experience. And you've been receiving messages about the beautiful traits that you have about you, okay? That your spirit team love about you and why you are chosen. So you're getting a lot of confirmations through people. Because sometimes you're too humble to recognize or acknowledge them about yourself. You give and you care for others so much, which is a good thing. But I feel like you're someone who has, I'm going to say, between healthy and a low ego. You're somewhere between a low ego and a healthy ego. You never go too high. You sometimes go down, and sometimes you become like healthy. So because you're very conscious of not having pride, being too egotistical, that you don't completely dim your light. Sometimes you may be someone who dims their light, but you don't acknowledge or even speak on the beautiful traits that you have. So your ancestors, your spirit guides are praising you, but also urging you or guiding you to acknowledge them about yourself. Like, it's okay to pat yourself on the back. It's okay to say, I am proud of myself. You're probably someone who never had that growing up, you know? So that probably is why you have like a low to medium ego, because as a child you were never praised. And it's important. That's where self-worth is built, self-love is built, and you never received that growing up. Okay, what else? Did I miss anything? Okay, so it says here, the reason I'm living and being with purpose, and no matter what anyone says to me, I'll never change. I'll never change me. So you're building your confidence, you're getting to know yourself, you're raising your self-worth, like awareness. Self-worth is self-awareness. Okay? Because my whole childhood and early 20s, I felt like my gifts were a blessing and a curse. So I'm getting that you knew you were gifted from young, like you didn't know what it was, but at the same time you were around people who not only didn't appreciate it but put you down for it. People who were intimidated by your gifts, the way you see people's aura, people's light, people's energy. You see through people and you pick up on you pick on behaviors, and you pick up on narcissistic traits in others, and you get a bad feeling about certain people, and you're the only one who feels that way, and you have no because you had no knowledge, you had no explanation why you felt the way you felt around certain people, certain individuals, and just things in general, and you felt like why am I feeling like this? And there's no explanation, and people putting you down for it. So you felt like it was a curse. You felt like, I wish I didn't know or have this feeling. You felt like you had mental health issues. So you're someone who used to help others with your gifts in situations. And when you help people overcome certain things, when it comes to your empathic abilities, tuning into people's emotions, and because you're a channeler as well, you knew exactly, it just came to you clairvoyantly what to say to that person that was going through or dealing with something, and you so happen to be there, and you've helped them with your words, with your motivation, with your encouragement. So in that sense, you've seen it, your gifts as your abilities as a gift, and you saw them as a curse because you felt like you knew too much without having any explanation how you knew the things you knew or felt about certain individuals. And you knew the way things would pan out. Like, you just had the gift of foresight. You knew if someone did something, the probability of, like, you knew the foresight of what would come out of it. And you had no explanation how. You just had an inkling. You had a strong intuition that you didn't always listen to, like future events. And people didn't understand that about you, or didn't like that about you. People felt exposed, or people felt exposed, like you exposed certain people. They did not like that. Personalities or feelings that they try to hide, that they are able to hide from other people, but they couldn't hide it from you. You probably wish that you could fit in. You were just too different from the past energies around you, the environment that you were in. You were very different, and you really desperately wanted and needed to fit in, but it was so hard for you to fit in. And people made fun of you, called you names, thought you were weird, thought you were strange. Like, they felt weird around you. It was your energy. You didn't like it, they didn't like it, so you felt like you were the problem. You felt like you were the problem. But you weren't the problem. You were just there for a certain time period of your life for a reason. That in itself is what's helping you and guiding you towards your purpose, because you've reached ends meet. You've reached the expiry date of how long you were supposed to last in those environments. Another message that I have for you, which is the last one before I start using the oracle deck that I made. Okay, so it says here, you had so much strength than those who try to put you down to your knees. Even though people try to break you, they may have bent you a little bit. They may have shut you down or made you lose your voice. Like you stopped speaking your mind, speaking your truth, because of the attacks you used to get. They tried to subdue you. I just got a download right now, like, of a memory of years ago, 2016, I would say. Yeah, 2016. I was working at a GP, the general practice here in the UK, and it was a Jewish area. I remember when I first went there, I was like, oh my God, I'm the only Muslim. What if they hate me? And the nurse, I still remember her. She was alright. She was alright. She was the nicest person there to me. Everyone else wasn't. And she said to me, Nabila, some people are leaders and some people are followers. You just have to decide which one are you. And she said that to me because I was so weak. I was so not competent, or I didn't feel confident. I didn't have self-worth. I hated being told what to do, especially when the boss is someone who's very disrespectful and demeaning. I was depressed. I had the most spots in my face in that work environment. I was going through a lot of like negativity, and I'm an empath, and I didn't even know that I was an empath at that time. And she said to me, which one are you? And that gave me a little bit of strength, and I will never forget her for that, because no one's ever spoken to me directly like that. No one. And that was the first time I started like even questioning, am I possibly a leader? You are definitely a leader. I don't know where I'm getting this from. I got a download earlier about leadership. It'll come to me. So I'm gonna continue reading this download, but I just had to share that, where because you're a leader, because of your energy, because of who you're meant to be and what you're meant to be doing, in the past environment and past people around you who felt that energy, even though you had no recognition, you didn't believe in that yourself because of probably your parents or home environment, people who try to put you down to your knees, to overpower you. I'm also getting the story of the Little Mermaid, how she lost her voice. So you may be connected to the Little Mermaid. I know I was as a child, and even now I'm wearing my coat because I came from outside and I saw a shirt with the Little Mermaid, signs and synchronicities and messages. So I had a narcissistic mother who really stripped me of my confidence, of my voice. I couldn't look in the eyes. I wasn't allowed to speak my mind or just ask for what I want, or even say I can't do this. I wasn't allowed. Controlling. I don't know the military, but I don't know if it was worse than the military, but all forms of abuse I've experienced, and I'm still standing. So if you're someone who's been through a lot of traumatic experiences, a lot of abuse, you were strong enough to go through that. And you also, your soul, before you reincarnated, decided to come down this channel, which is your mother, for a reason. You knew what you was going to go through, because you knew you were powerful enough to overcome it. But you also knew that it was what was going to shape you the best way into who you're meant to be, and it also gave you the experience and knowledge for the work that you came here to do, right? So the strength you had, you taking all the pain, struggles, but not projecting it onto others. So no matter what you've been through in the past, because a lot of people who go through abuse as a child grow up to become, shut off their emotions and become self-preservation, like become narcissists basically, and project their insecurities, their pain, their hurt, all of that onto others. They become the worst. They become either like their oppressors or worse than their oppressors. But you internalized it because you knew the pain and you transmuted it instead of projecting it onto others. It wasn't always easy, but you didn't care if it killed you. You were not going to change who you're not. You weren't going to change into a hateful, angry individual to others, to the world. You didn't let it change you. I'm hearing your guardian angel also healed you every time you went to sleep. So you're someone who, whenever you go to sleep, You tried your best to always wake up with the mentality of this is a new day. I'm not going to carry the stress of the previous day. Every day you tried. People threw hate and envy at you. People slandered you, gossiped about you. You probably asked, your whole life you probably asked, what am I doing? Why are people treating me this way? Why? You probably thought there was something wrong with you, because it was left, right and center. You was always getting attacked or just undermined, over stepped on. Deep down, because of your energy, who you are, your soul, your power, you hated it. You just didn't know how to fight it. That's what I'm getting. So I finished all the messages, the downloads that I've had for a while. I'm glad I got that out of the way. I feel like I have more written down, but it's not the right time right now. Okay. I'm going to read affirmations after I do the oracle reading. Okay? Let me just sage this space. So you are being guided to cleanse your energy constantly. Not constantly, but it's good to make it a practice, you know? Saging, cleansing. And always have like an outlet for the sage, like an open window to let the negative energy out. I feel like your energy, you probably are someone who's woken up very different. So it says here on the deck, before I've even grabbed it, it's saying, let me get it right now. It says, you are full of energy, utilize it wisely. So you're someone who is very energetic sometimes, and you're very expressive. Use your energy on things that benefit you. Use your energy doing things that your heart is yearning for, is what I'm getting. You need to save money. You need to learn financial literacy. Become better when it comes to like the way you manage your money. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. So like I said earlier in the download that I got, your calling, your passion, your ambition, even though you don't feel confident in it or competent in it, just get started. You know, I feel like subconsciously, your higher self, you already know. You may have dreams or visions about what it is that you'd like to be doing. So you're someone who's going to have high influence. You're going to be in your sovereignty, high influence, speaking to a lot of people, helping a lot of people. So you know you're going to be great. Maybe that's your fear. Your fear is of your greatness, of your power, of your influence. So meditate on it, release that energy, but also just start. Learn as you go. I feel like you're someone who wants to learn everything there is to learn and study so you can become good at it before you put it out into the world. But it's okay to learn as you go. I'm also getting right now the book Black Box Thinking. Go read that book. I'm gonna go read that book too myself. I'm gonna reread it. I read it years ago, 2017 maybe even earlier than that. I don't know if Audible will show you when you bought a book, but it's in my library. So black box thinking, it mentions someone who wanted, is it Google? I don't know what kind of software it was. Someone who was trying to create a software, something like that. I really want to give this example. I don't want to get it wrong. You'll read the book and you'll know what I'm talking about when you read the book. But they were working on it for 4 years, procrastinating for 4 years, sitting on it for 4 years, trying to perfect it for 4 years, because they wanted to get it right, like perfect, before they released it. And there was always something that they felt like it wasn't good enough. There was something that they needed to improve on. But then someone else came along and put it out there, even though it wasn't perfect. And the way people, the general public, used that software and gave feedback or something, they improved it. They put it out there and they saw where they needed to do the improvements, and then they've done it, and then they put it out there, and then just upgrading all the time, improving. Something doesn't have to be perfect at the beginning. You can improve on it, upgrade it, work on it, adjust it, you know, as long as you put the idea out there. Because we are all channelers, we are all connected to the Akashic records. And if you're not adhering to the messages and downloads and encouragement that you're getting, someone else is also getting the same. So stop doubting yourself. If you do have imperfections or doubts, whatever it is that is stopping you, tackle that. Don't let that control you and your work. What else? You may be connected to seashells. I have these seashells from Somalia. I've never been to Somalia, but my sister has. Very connected to like seashells. I'm getting like mermaids and writer, making it different. So you're meant to be an author. You're meant to write something. You're meant to write a couple of things, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Your first book doesn't have to be perfect, is what I'm getting. You may want to do all the steps and overthinking what you're going to write, how you're going to write it. I feel like you're someone who's afraid of making mistakes because you've been judged or criticized a lot for the mistakes, either academically at school or at home. You're reaching the end of it's the end of that cycle. I feel like the end of the procrastination. You were hidden in plain sight. So I was just going to say, I've done a reading on this. It's somewhere on my YouTube. Go just type procrastination or something, hopefully it will pop up for you. But I was saying it was protecting you. Your procrastination was protecting you. You were hidden in plain sight because of divine timing, and also healing past life karma, traumas, and also your childhood traumas as well. And it just, you weren't ready in the past, but it's the end of the cycle now. You are ready now to start. I feel like you've learned how to deal with these negative energies a lot better than you have in the past. Look at that. Past people. It says past people who didn't appreciate you at your worst don't deserve you at your best. So those people who were putting you down, keeping you down, making you doubt yourself, criticizing you, judging you, shaming you, outcasting you, made you feel like a black sheep. Now that you're following your heart, your passions, your power, they are now going to want to be a part of your life and reap the rewards with you. I know you don't need my advice on that. I know how you feel about that. So, what else? I'm getting there's a divine counterpart that's going to be seeing you. You're going to also connect with your divine counterpart as you follow your purpose. I'm also getting Isis or Osiris as well. So moving spiritually, literally elevation. So you're moving up, you're ascending, you're raising your frequency, your vibration. And you may, so as you raise your frequency and vibration, as you move up in energy, you're also going to be completely, obviously you're not going to stay in the same place. If your frequency has changed, you will physically move as well. So you're connected to a lot of birds, so you may be seeing birds on shirts, adverts on your phone, literally. Maybe you're seeing bird spirits, so look at the messages or the spiritual meaning of the type of birds that you're seeing. Owls, ravens, hawks, eagles, crows, ravens. So you're someone who's very artistic, very creative, maybe into designing, drawing, writing. You're very creative. I'm also hearing beauty, and Archangel Jophiel has been working with you and assisting you. I'm also hearing, I'm seeing, not hearing, the laughing Buddha. So you may want to connect with the laughing Buddha, practice Zen Buddhism, Zen meditation. You're definitely meant to be writing a book. Okay, I'm gonna take those and then I'm gonna end this reading here. So it says here, you are your own director of your life. Aphrodite, beauty goddess. So you're not only connecting with Archangel Jophiel, which is the Archangel of beauty, creativity, but you're also connected to Aphrodite. You're a goddess yourself, and you have the goddess Aphrodite working on you. So you have opportunities coming up for you, and so many options. Like, you're going to be reaching a very abundant timeline. Everything that you've wanted to do, you can pick and choose whatever it is. Where before you were in lack, now you're just going to be in the opposite energy. Multiple options. No more lack energy. Nature, earth, meditation, solitude. So practice meditation, grounding. That's also going to connect you to the spirit realm, to Mother Gaia, and it's going to help refill you and energize you and cleanse your energy as well. Of course, if you're someone who's going to be in the public eye or doing something big, working with a lot of people, you're going to need to release those energies. You're the high priestess, so you have a lot of mysticism, connected to the divine, very psychic, very esoteric, very wise, very fruitful. You have a lot of gifts. You may be someone who's modest. Meditation again. You're going to be reaching a timeline of success, emotional fulfillment. This is from the divine, from the Most High, from the universe. This is a gift from the universe. This is rewards, blessings, emotional fulfillment. That says W. Okay, so I'm going to end the reading here. So I hope this message has helped you. Do give it a like and subscribe if you are on this journey and you feel connected to my energy and you feel like there was some guidance in this reading for you, so you can see more videos when they come up or come out. Even though everything happens in divine timing, you don't have to watch a video straight away. Sometimes we delay things, we procrastinate because you're supposed to hear it at the right time, divine timing. So you may not watch this video or any of my videos at the time that I post it, but it's okay. You're meant to hear them when you're meant to hear them. Okay, so I'm gonna love you and leave you. Oh, I wanted to end this reading with affirmations, so let's do the affirmations. And I'm going to use the bell so you can turn down your volume if it's too loud for you. Okay, I connect with all the elements. I am not afraid to show up as myself. I have always been connected to the pentagram. I will open up my throat chakra completely. I believe in myself. I am valid. I am creative. I am meeting my soul tribe. I do things that I'm called to do, and I don't do things that I doubt. So, love yous. Take care.